Now, your top campus stories with Evan Rosenick and Olivia Felix. Weather with Maddox Emmerich, and BNN Blitz with Eli Bennis and Marissa Day. This is Blue Gold News Now.
Good evening, I'm Liv Felix.
And I'm Evan Rosenick.
Coming up tonight, a snowy start to an annual March festivities.
A friendly competition with a twist.
And your weekly recap of Blue Gold sports on BNN Blitz.
But first, an organization taking charge and walking for a cause. On Saturday, March 28th, MS Take Charge is holding their MS Neuro Walk to raise funds in order to empower and connect individuals living with multiple sclerosis, or MS. The walk takes place indoors in the Sonntag Center, where participants of all ages can walk around the basketball court for the cause. The event takes place at 11 a.m. and the walk will last until 2 p.m. You can register at mstakecharge.org to walk for the cause. If you don't want to participate but would still like to support the cause, you can volunteer for the event or make direct donations online at mstakecharge.org.
A chilly price to pay, but it's worth it. Loopy's Bar and Grill is hosting another year of the Polar Plunge. Take a plunge to support over 1,400 athletes of Special Olympics Wisconsin. The plunge will take place this Saturday, March 14th. Registration and plunger check-in will be from 9:30 to 11:30, and plunging will begin at noon. Shoes are required to plunge, and costumes are encouraged. Don't want to plunge, but still want to be a part of the fun? Volunteer sign-up is also available. To register, donate, or volunteer, please visit support.specialolympicswisconsin.org.
The annual Eau Claire Shamrock Shuffle was back regardless of the weather.
BNN reporter Evan Harden has more on this story.
Thank you, Liv and Evan. Last Saturday, UWEC Sports and Recreations Department held Eau Claire's annual Shamrock Shuffle on campus. This would be the 25th year that this event has taken place, and even though conditions weren't ideal, members of the Eau Claire community were still willing to come out, brave the snow, and support each other, whether they were running the distance or cheering them on from the sides. People of all ages and experiences were welcome and invited to come participate in this massive event of over 500 people. Runners started by gathering inside the McPhee track for checking in the opening ceremony. After the ceremony, runners lined up at the top of the hill outside near Hilltop to begin their race. The runners ran down the hill, across the bridge, and all the way down the Chippewa River Valley Trail before running along Claremont to reach the McPhee Center, where they met with friends and family to cheer them on at the end. I spoke with Head of Recreations and Sports Operations here at Eau Claire, Andy Jepson, about the history of this event and how it supports our campus.
It's really bringing the campus community and the community together. You've got all different ages that come out, enjoy the event. Some are looking to really, perform and have a great run, and then others are out here just having fun doing the walk. And I think it just brings all different people out, which is really fun and exciting for everybody.
People could run as individuals or could run together as a team under one name. Friends and family could sign up together as a team as another way to show people who you've been training with or who you're here to support. Quincy Chapman and Theodore Rannis have been running for many years now and have been training to improve ever since they first joined this event.
And so when I first started running it, it's because the recreation staff, sort of challenged me. Hey, we'd like to see you out there. I think your students would appreciate seeing you out there. And so at that point in my life, I wasn't really running much at all, and would come out and do just this race, and it was about the only thing I would run during the year. Now I would consider myself much more of a runner, part of the Eau Claire running community. And I'd say that my wife pushes me to be the runner I am. She likes to do that as a family.
So I had always wanted to get into running. I wasn't very good at running, but then I found a really great group of friends who encouraged me to do a lot of running. And this was one of the races that I could make into a goal, right? So I was practicing and doing all this running so that I could achieve this goal and race this race. So that is how I got into attending this race.
I spoke with students Pia Regala and Yi-Ten Ling about their experience with the race. They are students who ran together with some of their other friends under this team named We Show More Speed. This was decided since their group was made up of a lot of exchange students, and I Show Speed, who their team is named after, is known for traveling the world. This was also their first year participating in this event, but have come to enjoy it and want to improve their performance for next year.
I don't know how much running we actually did. There was a lot of skipping, a lot of grittying, a lot of walking. Yes. I don't know about a lot of running.
Yes,
but
we'll try to implement more running.
Honestly, I feel like it was fun though. I feel like we don't really need to run more. The running, I liked when there were big crowds of people cheering us on the side. I liked running through them and then immediately after going back to walking or skipping.
Or when the cameras were propped up.
Yeah, when the cameras were on us, we were like, okay, let's run past this lady. Overall, 10 out of 10 run. Best run I've ever done, also worst run I've ever done, also only run I've ever done. So the bar was low, but it's about here now. So yeah, definitely recommend.
10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Any and all proceeds from the event go directly into supporting Eau Claire's Recreations and Sports Department that go into holding and supporting events like this. The Shamrock Shuffle is for anyone looking for a simple way to become more involved in the community and or meeting new people. Andy and the other runners I have spoken with have recommended giving it a try no matter how much running experience you have. For BNN, I'm Evan Harton. Back to you, Liv and Evan.
Thanks, Evan. Monday, March 30th marks the start of UWEC's Medical Academy program, a series of 5 classes designed to provide students and members of the community some insight into a medical career path. As part of a partnership with the Mayo Clinic, the program will cover topics about the human body, such as trauma treatment and otolaryngology, as well as the pathway to a medical career, such as leadership and outreach. Other topics include psychiatry and psychology, substance abuse, and implantable devices. The final session will host a Pathway to Medicine panel featuring a UWC pre-med student, a current med school student, a resident physician, and an early career physician. Each class will take place on Mondays from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the Centennial 1614. Registration is free to all students and community members, and you can do so on UWEC's Medical Academy program website.
Bring your best bingo voice to the Lakely tomorrow night. Drag queen Chloe Wold is hosting free-to-play bingo from 7 to 8:30. The prizes awarded will help winners keep the energy high. Food and cocktails are sold and also fuel the fun. Enjoy a bingo night out surrounded by good vibes. To learn more about drag queen Chloe Wold, check out Volume 1 article, Inside the Valley's Vivacious Drag Scene at volume1.org. For more information on the event and other bingo dates, please visit theoxbowhotel.com.
On Tuesday, March 31st, UWEC's Artist Series will be hosting Project Voice in the Schofield Auditorium. Project Voice is an organization dedicated to entertaining, educating, and inspiring students through poetry. They host live performances where they read curated poetry on stage with only a microphone in hand. They also host workshops which teach students how to create and perform their own poetry works. Project Voice has worked with over 150,000 students in 30 countries at the kindergarten through university level. Their live performance will take place at 7:30 p.m. in the Schofield Auditorium. Tickets are $3 for UWEC students and can be purchased online at UWEC's events page or at the Service Center in the Davies lobby. Students took to the water this weekend for a unique competition at UW-Eau Claire.
BNN reporter Preston Whitford has more on the story.
Thanks, Evan and Liv. The Residence Hall Association hosted its second annual cardboard boat race at McPhee Pool, where residence halls raced each other in boats made entirely out of cardboard. Each residence hall built a single boat for their team using only cardboard and duct tape before bringing it into the pool. Before the races began, judges walked around the pool to look at the boats and award a prize for the most creative design. Not every boat made it to the starting line, with one sinking while teams were still lowering their boats into the water. Once the races started, teams paddled their boats across the pool as quickly as possible without sinking, with the race lasting in total only about 1 minute. In the end, Governor's Hall took first place in the race. I spoke with the RHA's Addison Agnew about why events like this are important.
It gives people a reason to stay on campus or keep them involved or find something they're passionate about. And I think it's really cool to be a part of that and to bring that to other people. But I think it really helps build community, bring that involvement, and also from a university standpoint, it helps bring retention too. So I think it has a lot of purpose, but I think fun is mainly the big one.
The Cardboard Boat Race is one of several events hosted by the Residence Hall Association as part of the All-Hall Brawl competition. For BNN, I'm Preston Whitford. Back to you, Evan and Liv.
Thanks, Preston. BNN will be right back after this break.
Stick around for your weather forecast and an update on Blue Gold Sports on BNN Blitz.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you, Evan and Liv. Good evening. I'm future forecaster Maddox Emmerich with your weather report tonight. The cold is back with a vengeance this week, just as everyone, notably myself, was enjoying a very warm week. And to see the snow falling yesterday just broke my heart. And with us coming up on spring break, the sudden change is anything but welcome. We can all hope that the weather turns around for this upcoming week, but for now, be sure to bring your winter gear home. Today, we're looking at a high of 41 degrees, a low of 30, and an average temperature of 38. Unfortunately, we're in for a frigid spring break this year. As of now, Friday will see a high of 36 and a low of 18, and Saturday is slightly warmer with a high of 39 and a low of 27. We're expecting some snow Sunday, as well as a high of 32 and a low of 7. Monday cools down a lot, with a high of 19, and our first low in the negatives in a while at -3. Tuesday warms up a bit with a high of 24 and a low of 13, and Wednesday warms up even more with a high of 38 and a low of 27. I hope you love your cold weekends, or at least your hometown is warmer than up here in Eau Claire. Looking around the area, La Crosse is slightly warmer than us at 39 degrees, whereas across the border, Winona is even warmer at 41. Rochester also sees a temperature of 39 degrees, and nearby Mankato sees a seemingly toasty 42. Minneapolis follows the majority of the area at 39 degrees. Well, that's all for our forecast tonight. I'll be leaving your screens for a while, so in the meantime, to keep track of your weather developments, I encourage you to do a thing I should do a lot more: go outside. Thank you for joining us. I've been future forecaster Maddox Emmerich. Now over to Marissa and Eli for sports on BNN Blitz.
Welcome to BNN Blitz. I'm Eli Bennis.
And I'm Marissa Day with your weekly recap of Blue Gold sports action. Blue Gold softball hosted a pair of doubleheaders this past Saturday and Sunday in the Sonnentag Fieldhouse. Saturday's games against Augsburg kicked off with 6 runs in the first inning as the Blue Golds took an early lead against the visiting Augies. Nora Kutnick highlighted the inning with a 2-run homer as UW-Eau Claire cruised to an 8-0 win in 5 innings. Lauren Trottier threw a complete game shutout, allowing just 4 hits while striking out 4. The Blue Golds kept the offense rolling in Game 2, putting up 19 runs on 5 home runs. Molly Marquardt and Breely Gluck each drove in 4 runs, while Claire Beck added 2 home runs in the 19-1 rout. Sunday brought a doubleheader split against St. Norbert. The Green Knights used 2 home runs and capitalized on early errors to build a lead in Game 1. UW-Eau Claire mounted a 4-run rally in the 7th with Nora Kutnick doubling and scoring during the comeback, but the Blue Golds fell just short 6-4. UW-Eau Claire responded in a big way in Game 2. The Blue Golds exploded for 22 runs, including 4 home runs and 7 doubles. Molly Marquardt led the way with 4 hits and 4 RBIs, while Brooklyn Swanpool and Paige Lathrop combined for 5 RBIs at the top of the order. Lauren Trottier and Megan Stanford combined to allow just 1 hit in the 22-0 shutout. The Blue Golds finished the weekend with a 6-4 record and will next travel to Melbourne, Florida to face Nebraska Wesleyan on Friday.
For the 10th season in a row, Blue Gold women's hockey faced off against top-ranked UW River Falls in the O'Brien Cup for an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament on Saturday, March 7th. The Blue Golds entered Saturday's match 1-2 on the season versus River Falls. River Falls, who entered the match with just 1 loss in the regular season at the hands of the Blue Golds, were the first on the board with a goal from Kylie Jones at 12:18 in the first period. At the 2:05 mark in the second period, River Falls' Catherine Bell extended the Falcons' lead to 2. A Megan Goodrow goal at the 6:50 mark in the second period gave the Falcons more security with a lead of 3 goals. Through 2 periods, the Blue Golds were outshot 17-13. In the third and final period, the Blue Golds tied the Falcons in shots with 7, but weren't able to finish around the net, eventually falling 4-0. With the loss, the Blue Golds finished the season 20-8 and 10-2 in conference play. Head coach Jared Vroman, in his first year at the helm, helped the Blue Golds improve their overall record and conference record in 2026 by a win and a loss.
UWEC Gymnastics returned home from Winona, Minnesota this weekend with their heads held high and their tickets to the NCGA National Championship punched for the first time since their 2012-2013 season. The icing on the cake to a season full of program record-breaking results, the Blue Golds championship berth comes thanks to a final team score of 192.050 at the WIAC championship Saturday night, their second best finish in program history. The Blue Golds placed 4th overall at the tournament thanks to standout performances by Harit Gallon, who scored a 9.775 on beam, Cadence Cordova with a 9.650 on the uneven bars and vault, and Hannah Riha, who scored a 9.750 on floor. The Blue Golds showed strength and depth across all events, earning team scores of 48.500 on beam, 47.675 on uneven bars, 47.800 on the vault, and a 48.075 on floor. Along with 4th place at the WIEC Championship and a national championship bid, 5th-year head coach Jessie DeZiel was awarded WIAC Coach of the Year for her leadership. The team will head to Cortland, New York to compete in the NCGA National Championship meet.
Coming off a 7-0 win over non-conference opponent Ripon College, Blue Golds men's tennis hosted WIAC opponents UW Whitewater and UW La Crosse on March 6th and the 7th. In Friday's match versus UW Whitewater, the Blue Golds were defeated 1-6. The 2 winners for the team were doubles 3 Ethan Lesser and Billy Hughes 6-2 and Danilo Rapecki for singles 4. In 14 matchups all time against UW Whitewater, the Blue Golds are winless. The second matchup of the weekend was closer for the Blue Golds as they fell 3-4 in a tight finish. Pablo Rincon won both his doubles 1 and singles 1 matches, finishing his single 1 match in 2 sets. The other match wins came from Rapecki once again in singles 4 and Ethan Lesser for singles 5. With the 2 WIAC losses, the Blue Golds are now 1-2 in conference play and will next face St. Norbert College on March 16th for their spring break trip down in Orlando, Florida.
After 26 seasons as the head coach of Blue Gold women's basketball, Tanya England announced her retirement Wednesday morning. England enters retirement as the winningest coach in program history with 427 wins. Under England, the program earned 4 WIAC regular season championships and 2 WIAC tournament championships, with the most recent one coming in 2022. The Blue Golds reached the NCAA tournament 7 times with England, with their longest run coming in 2003 when they reached the Final Four. In a statement following her retirement, England said, quote, "I will always appreciate the tremendous support of our loyal Blue Gold women's basketball fans and the Eau Claire community," unquote.
Yeah, and I actually interviewed her after that game against UW La Crosse, and that ended up being her last, game as the head coach for the women's team. So that was a really cool experience.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think Tanya England really, she exemplifies what Blue Gold coaching looks like. She's been an institution in this program for a long, long time, and I think we're going to be sad to see her go. But wishing her all the best in her retirement.
100%. That's all for the world of Blue Gold sports. I'm Eli Bennis.
And I'm Marissa Day. Back to you, Evan and Liv.
Thanks, Marissa and Eli. With spring rapidly approaching, a new form of art gives people a reason to look forward to spring showers. And that's why this is our
favorite story of the week.
This artwork is hidden, that is, until it rains. A Seattle artist by the name of Peregrine Church created an eco-friendly spray that can only be seen when it's wet. The product, called Rainworks, is made from a super hydrophobic coating. A TikTok of the spray went viral and became so popular that even the city's government started using it to decorate bus stops. Rainworks are typically sweet messages or pretty pictures that serve reminders on gloomy days.
In an interview with Good News Network, Church quotes, "Seattle has such a deep connection with the rain. It's integral to the culture and the personality of the city. There's also a lot of really kind, caring, passionate people here." And so I like to think that Rainworks represents both of those things. Yes, it's a rainy day. Yes, we have dreary days, but we're also making the best of it, end quote.
The Rainworks community is now worldwide, and given that the pieces are invisible when dry, the website has a map to find Rainworks near you. It features dozens of Rainworks from Nigeria to Scotland and from Seattle to New South Wales. There were even some in Eau Claire by the Eau Claire Morning Rotary. If you're interested in creating some magical art yourself, you can find everything you'll need at rain.works.
Well, that's pretty cool, isn't it? It kind of reminds me of, like all the chalkings that are drawn on the sidewalks on Eau Claire campus.
Yeah, it's definitely a great way to add some sunshine to an otherwise rainy day. Yeah. Well, that's all we have for you tonight.
Join us next week for your latest news, updates, and weather.
Make sure to check us out on mytv10.uwec.edu and at UWEC-TV10 on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. I'm Liv Felix.
And I'm Evan Rosenick. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.